In my last video, I showed you my camera case. In this video, I'm gonna show you my lighting case. My lighting case is one of my favorite things about my entire kit. And the reason I like it is because I managed to fit all of my lights in it except for the Aperture 600X, because that one is too big and I'm just gonna leave it in the bag that it came with, which I already like. It's robust, it's easy to transport because of the way it's shaped. But for all the other lights that I have, tube lights, Amaran lights that don't come with proper bags like the Aperture lights do, a bunch of different accessories for all these things, I don't wanna have to bring multiple small bags and cases of different shapes and sizes and keep track of all of them on every single shoot. What I want is one large, well-organized, robust case that can bring with me everywhere and is gonna have everything I absolutely need except the 600X. The case that I'm working with is a Nanook case, just like my camera case, because I'm in Canada and this is more affordable and they're great cases, so it just makes sense to buy Nanook. So the biggest light I have in here is the Amaran 300C. This is literally my favorite COB because it's bright, it's RGB, it's relatively well built, at least better than the 200Xs. If I had to use only one light for everything, it would probably be this. Next thing I have on the list is the Amaran 200X, which is a close second to the 300C in terms of how much I like it, because first of all, it's a lot smaller and lighter, and it's half the price. And it also works as a really good addition to the 300C. If I wanted a strong backlight, or I can even combine both of them, shoot them through a sheet of diffusion, and get a lot more output. Now, right next to the 200X, I have a 60X. So this 60X right here, in my opinion, the best light to have if you're shooting weddings, if you want a strong backlight and you don't want it to be super close to your subject like you would with a tube light, because tube lights can't throw the light for long distances. So that's the 60X. And for all of those lights, I have all of their cables and power banks and everything all in this one singular line so that it's easy to tell from the smallest to the biggest. Moving on to my tube lights, I have all of them actually right here, and I have them protected in a few ways. So first of all, this is just a grid, and then below the grid, I have an umbrella. As a matter of fact, I don't need this. This is getting ripped apart, so screw it. Just a normal umbrella. And then beneath the umbrella, I have an Amaran PT2C squished in there. This is one of the greatest lights for me because you can power it with a USB-C cable, literally with a battery bank, and you can walk around with it anywhere you need. You don't need to be stuck to a wall plug. But it's not the brightest light. It is a little bit dim compared to the rest of the tube lights out there. Beneath that, I've got another umbrella, also for protection, but also as a backup to the first umbrella. And then beneath that, I've got my second tube light, which is the Infinibar PB6. This is the 2-foot Infinibar. This is brighter, more robust than the PT2C. However, you need to have it plugged to a wall if you want the battery to last indefinitely. And then I have one more tube light actually. It's a 1-foot tube. I have it in this small little compartment. This is an Aperture MT Pro. This is actually one of my favorite lights. I wouldn't use it as my only light because you can't use this as a key light, for example. But if you want to just magnetize it somewhere or use it as a kick light or illuminate some part of the background, this is perfect. And then right next to the light, actually, I have this small little hot shoe mount that it comes with. So it's nice that there's enough room for both that 1 foot and a little accessory for it. And then the final light that I have in this entire kit is actually quite the throwback, the Aperture ALM9. This ALM9 I've had for literally the past, I don't know, 7 years. It's only daylight, so that's why I have a bunch of gels here. I have like tungsten and daylight gels and diffusion gels that you could just take off. And I rarely use this thing, ever, but it's just that I haven't been able to sell it. I don't know anybody that wants it, so I can't really give it away. I figured it's not bad to have this, you know, I'll just throw it in my case. I have room for it. If I ever need a pocket-sized light for whatever reason, I at least have this. So that goes right in here. So all of the cob lights that I have, I still keep all of their reflectors in case I need those. The reflector for the 60X is already attached to it, so that's already there. And then right here, I actually have my most favorite accessory of all time for Bowens mount lights, and that is a spotlight mount. Specifically, this is the Amaran Spotlight SE. I've made an entire video on this. You can use it to do a lot of things. Dress up your background with interesting lighting, recreate the look of sunlight with this. You can have slashes of light going somewhere. And it's just one of the most stylized but needed accessories that add realism to your scene. I think this is something that everybody should have in their lighting kit. And then last but not least, just some general accessories. In here I have like a C-stand head or whatever it's called, just an extra one in case I need it, some gaff tape. And that's it. That is my lighting case, Nanook 963. Whenever I pull this bad boy up, clients turn their heads and they say, damn, this guy means business.